Late afternoon, they carried the coffins of some of those who had been shot into Independence Square. The large crowd who had supported the anti-government protests shouted heroes. On the faces, the agony of seeing 77 people killed in 2 days of violence. And this also was the day when the opposition came under huge international pressure to agree a deal with a president many here regard as the enemy. The day had begun with the frenetic building of new defences. Cobbles prized from the street, passed hand to hand. An anti-government crowd fearful of new attacks by the police. Even as they built, they knew talks were underway with President Yanukovych, and here they were wary of any compromise.
I think this deal is not working because they are criminals. No any deal with criminals and no any deal with terrorists.
But there were signs that the government's authority was crumbling. This was a police unit from Lviv, joining the opposition, disgusted at the violence.
What happened yesterday was the last drop of patience of people, of police officers, and we're here to fight against shedding of more blood.
Today, the two sides, protesters and police, continue to eye each other across makeshift fortifications. It was just up the road from here that yesterday much of the shooting took place. But many of these protesters have been working throughout the night to rebuild their barricades, their front line. And this is the third time they've done it. And when you talk to them here, they are absolutely determined that the president stands down and stands down quickly. In the parliament, government and opposition MPs had to be kept apart. But whilst they were lunging at each other, a group of EU foreign ministers was shuttling back and forth, negotiating a deal to end the violence. Finally, after marathon talks, the two sides signed. The opposition had been warned by an EU minister that the alternative was martial law. So a deal was agreed, ushering in new elections, a coalition government, and a reduction in the president's powers.
I am satisfied that it's the best agreement that could be had and that it gives Ukraine a chance to return to peace, to reform and to hopefully resume its way towards Europe.
But when the opposition leaders returned to Independence Square, there was no celebration. Vitaly Klitschko, one of the leaders, was drowned out with boos and cries of traitor. Yes, Ukraine has an agreement, but not much trust on either side. Gavin Hewitt, BBC News, Kiev.